which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to request a moment of silence for Mark Young, Michael Way, Carolyn Bailey. Michael Way, better known as Mike C. to the city of East Orange. Thank you.
Amen.
This meeting, which conforms with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, P.L.1975, is a regular official city council meeting. Notices have been filed with our official newspaper, with the city clerk, and posted on the regular bulletin board. The public is permitted to participate where stipulated on the agenda.
We have no public hearing for this evening, no presentations, minutes for approval, regular city council meeting November 24th, 2025, special meeting December 1st, 2025, regular meeting December 8th and December 15th, 2025. We need a motion. I can't make the motion. I said we need a motion. Oh, okay. Thank you. Roll call on the minutes. Councilman Pullins? Councilman Monk?
Yes.
Councilman Linnaeus? Councilman Gomez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Holman? Councilwoman Garrett Ward?
Yes.
Councilman Arway? Councilman James? Madam Chair. Petitions and communications, the four listed on the agenda. We have 3 mayor's communications. The first is received February 6, 2026, requesting an additional 45 days for Ronald Hunt to serve in the position of acting corporation counsel and ending April 1, 2026. The second is correspondence received February 6, 2025, requesting an additional 45 days for Jean-Guy Latour. And the final correspondence, also received February 6, 2026, requesting an additional 45 days for Hassan Mateen to serve in the position of Acting Director of Code Enforcement, ending April 1, 2026. Board and Commission minutes received, East Orange Planning Board, January 7, 2026, and East Orange Planning Board, January 7, 2026. We have no report of officers, report of committees, Arts, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, no resolutions. Business Development and Zoning, Resolution I-51, resolution authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement between the City of East Orange and Avilio and Partners, LLC, for property located at 177 and 183 North Arlington, Block 361, Lots 5 and 6. Resolution I-52, resolution authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement between the City of East Orange and One World Development Enterprise, One World Development Enterprises, LLC. Resolution I-53, resolution authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement between the City of East Orange and Beauty for Ashes Developers, LLC. Finance Resolution I-54, payroll number 2. Resolution I-55, payroll number 3. Resolution I-4, bill approval and payment listing. Resolution I-56, resolution fixing the interest rate on delinquent taxes. Resolution I-57, duplicate tax refund. Resolution I-58, tax appeal refunds. Resolution I-59, resolution awarding professional contract for financial advisory services for the City of East Orange. Resolution I-60, resolution amending the gas mileage reimbursement rate for city employees. Resolution I-61, resolution authorizing the advertisement for RFP vending machines concession services for the City of East Orange. Resolution I-62, resolution of the City of East Orange, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, to approve and authorize the qualified purchasing agent to utilize the purchasing guidance manual. Resolution I-63, resolution authorizing the renewal of the Enterprise Microsoft Office 365 subscription. Resolution I-64, confirmation of appointment, Alicia Holman, Director, Policy Planning and Development. Resolution I-65, confirmation of appointment, Edward Cho, qualifying purchasing agent. Resolution I-66, confirmation of appointment, Jerome Pearson, Director of Recreation and Cultural Affairs. Resolution I-67, confirmation of appointment, Justin Brown, Deputy City Clerk. Resolution I-68, resolution waiving resident requirement of certain city employees, Charles Simmons. Resolution I-69, resolution waiving resident requirement of certain city employees, Eric L. Green. Resolution I-70, resolution waiving resident requirement of city employees, Jean-Guy Latour. Resolution I-71, resolution waiving resident requirement of certain city employees, Daphne Gamboa. Resolution I-72, resolution waiving resident requirement of certain city employees, Valencia Marponia. Resolution I-73, resolution waiving resident requirement of city employees, Maurice Boyd. Resolution I-74, resolution continuing acting appointment of an unclassified city employee for an additional 45 days, Ronald Hunt Esquire, Acting Corporation Counsel. Resolution I-75, resolution continuing acting appointment of an unclassified city employee for an additional 45 days, Jean-Guy Latour, Acting City Administrator. Resolution I-76, resolution continuing acting appointment of an unclassified city employee for an additional 45 days, Hassan Mateen, Acting Director of Code Enforcement. Health and Education, no resolutions. Housing Licensing and Inspection, no resolutions. Planning, Resolution I-77, resolution awarding professional services contract for grant counseling services for the City of East Orange, aggregate amount of $125,000. Resolution I-78, City of East Orange, New Jersey, Department of Community Affairs 2026 Local Recreation Improvement Grant Program. Resolution I-79, resolution amending resolution number I-251 to modify the funding source to Home Investment Partnership Program funds for Arcman Asset Management LLC for the affordable housing development of 3 rental units located at 297-305 Park Avenue. Resolution I-80, resolution to accept and enter into agreement with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for Home Investment Program grant dollars for fiscal year 2025-2026. Resolution I-81, resolution to accept and enter into agreement with the U.S. Department of Housing Urban Development for Community Block Grant CDBG dollars for fiscal year 2025. Public Safety, no resolutions. Public Works, Resolution I-82, resolution authorizing the designation of restricted parking spaces. Resolution I-83, resolution awarding a professional services contract for engineering and architectural consulting services and surveying services. Resolution I-84, resolution amending resolution number I-272 to correct the funding source for a capital project and to reclassify expenditures from a trust account to a capital account. Resolution I-85, resolution authorizing change order number 2 for the Oval Park improvements. Resolution I-86, resolution authorizing change order number 1, final to resolution I-144 with Train US Inc. to upgrade the ALC building automation system at the East Orange Police Department. Resolution I-87, resolution authorizing additional expenditures with National Highway Products, Inc. for the purchase of traffic materials and supplies. Resolution I-88, resolution authorizing approval of a proposal from Shorga Property Services, Inc. to repair the sump pump piping at the East Orange Golf Course not to exceed $21,500. Resolution I-89, resolution authorizing the award of a competitively bid 1-year janitorial services contract to King Steamers for the cleaning of East Orange municipal facilities. Resolution I-90, resolution to rescind the award of contract for hauling and disposal of leaves for the Department of Public Works. Resolution I-91, resolution authorizing the purchase of a 644P wheel loader for the Department of Public Works from JESCO under the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey contract number 222/23-12. Resolution I-92, resolution authorizing the award of a contract for supplemental snow plowing services. Resolution I-93, resolution authorizing additional expenditures with Nature's Choice for leaf, brush, and tree hauling and disposal. Resolution I-94, resolution authorizing the purchase of a 4-ton Falcon RME asphalt hot pather dump trailer for the Department of Public Works under the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey contract number 22/23-12. Resolution I-95, resolution authorizing a contract for additional walkway repair work at City Hall Plaza. Resolution I-96, resolution authorizing lighting upgrades at the Fellowship Civic Center through the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, number 23/24-OT. Law and Legislation, Resolution I-97, resolution of the East Orange City Council urging New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill to support A6309/S5037, the Privacy Protection Act. Resolution I-98, resolution authorizing New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill to sign A6310/S5038, strengthening trust between law enforcement and immigrant communities. And Resolution I-99, resolution authorizing the execution of a settlement agreement with Blackstone 360 and its related affiliates, 141 South Harrison Street, LLC, Essence 144 Urban Renewal, LLC, 315 Urban Renewal, LLC, Indigo 240 Urban Renewal Company, LLC, 256-260 Urban Renewal, LLC, and 129 Evergreen Place, LLC. Madam Chair, that concludes the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Roll call on the consent agenda. I'm sorry.
Who made the motion? Was that you, Councilman James? Thank you. Councilman Pullins? Councilman Monk?
Yes.
Councilman Linius?
Yes.
Councilman Gomez?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy? Councilwoman Holman? She's not in her seat. Councilwoman Garrett Ward?
Yes.
Councilman Alway? Councilman James? Madam Chair.
Yes, consent agenda passes.
New business, regular agenda. There's no table legislation for this evening. Report of standing committees, Arts, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs. Councilwoman Garrett Ward.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I have no resolutions.
Thank you. Business Development and Zoning. In the absence of Councilwoman Holman, Councilman James. Thank you. Finance, Councilman Linius.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. No table legislation or resolution at this time.
Thank you. Health and Education, Councilman Monk.
No legislation at this time, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Housing, Licensing, and Inspection, Councilwoman Fauntleroy. Thank you. Planning and Grants, Councilman Alway. Thank you. Public Safety, Councilman James. Hello. Councilman James. Public Works, Councilman Gomez.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Clerk. No legislation this evening.
Thank you. Law and Legislation, Councilman Pullins. You have ordinances.
Yeah, you have ordinance, sir.
I was looking at the wrong document.
Okay.
Okay, I have ordinance number 1 of 2026 on first reading to be read by title only.
Ordinance number 1 of 2026, an ordinance to transfer a city property to H&L Property Investors Corporation in the Greenwood redevelopment area under the auspices of NJSA 40:12A-1 et sec, known as the Local Redevelopment and Housing Law.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Pullins,
Yes.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Linius,
Yes.
Councilman Gomez,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy, Councilwoman Holman, Councilwoman Garrett Ward,
Yes.
Councilman Alway, Councilman James, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I have ordinance number 2 of 2026 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2 of 2026, an ordinance to transfer a city property to Partnerships Community Development Corporation in the Greenwood redevelopment area under the auspices of NJSA 40:12A-1 et sec, known as the Local Redevelopment and Housing Law.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Pullins,
Yes.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Linius,
Yes.
Councilman Gomez,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy, Councilwoman Holman, Councilwoman Garrett Ward,
Yes.
Councilman Arway, Councilman James, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have ordinance number 3 of 2026 to be read on first reading, title only.
Ordinance number 3 of 2026, an ordinance to transfer a city property to Washington Bay Group 1 LLC in the Greenwood redevelopment area under the auspices of NJSA 40:12A-1 et sec, known as the Local Redevelopment and Housing Law.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Roll call.
Councilman Pullins,
Yes.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Linius,
Yes.
Councilman Gomez,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy, Councilwoman Holman, Councilwoman Garrett Ward,
Yes.
Councilman Arway, Councilman James, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That concludes law and legislation.
Madam Chair, that concludes the items on the council agenda for this evening. Open hearing of citizens pursuant to Article 4, Section 3 of the Rules of City Council. Each person wishing to address the council shall step up to the microphone, give his or her name in an audible tone for the record, and unless further time is granted by the presiding officer, shall limit remarks to 3 minutes. All members of the public are expected to conduct themselves in a proper manner. Any derogatory, abusive, or threatening statements will not be permitted. The chair will immediately rule such conduct out of order and terminate any further comments.
Anyone wishing to address City Council, please step up to the mic and state your name.
New page. Virginia Jeffries, 236 Brighton Avenue, East Orange, New Jersey. Chairperson Lewis, good evening, City Council members, city staff, the public in attendance, physically and virtually. There are questions and concerns on the agenda and parking, which I previously brought up during the committee meeting and were not responded to. Under Finance, I-59, the resolution awarding professional contract for financial advisory services. It will exceed $17,500. Why is there no cap on this contract? Who is being awarded this contract, and what is the length of this contract? I-68, I-69, I-70, I-72, I-71, I-73. The resolution is waiving residency requirements for certain city employees: Charles Simmons, Eric L. Green, Jean-Guy Latour, Daphne Gamboa, Valencia Marponia, and Maurice Boyd. And what is the current number of employees that have residency waivers? And what is the policy for residency waivers? Under Planning and Grants, I-77, resolution awarding professional services contract for grant consulting services, aggregate amount of $125,000. Who are the entities being awarded these contracts? Did these require an RFP? And what is the length in years for the contracts? I-78, City of East Orange, New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. Grant program. What are the details of this grant program? What are the qualifications? What are the restrictions? Where are the monies coming from to fund this program? Under Public Works, I-82, resolution authorizing the designation of restricted parking spaces. Will there be a written policy? What department will be responsible? Will there be signs posted? Will there be curb markings? I-83, what company has been awarded the contract? What is the amount awarded? I-87, resolution authorizing additional expenditures for National Highway products, for traffic materials. What is the amount of additional expenditures? I-89, resolution awarding competitive bid for one-year janitorial services. What is the bid amount? 195, resolution authorizing contract for additional walkway repairs. What company has been awarded this contract? I-96, resolution authorizing lighting upgrades at the Fellowship Civic Center. What companies have been awarded the contract? May I have an additional seconds? May I? Okay, parking. The most recent snowstorm reinforced the lack of adequate parking in East Orange. Greater attention to the needs of the residents and not developers in regard to parking should be primary, as it affects the ability of first responders, police, fire, EMT, and others to swiftly serve under any emergency conditions. The lack of adequate parking will only cause more difficulties for all concerned in East Orange. Also, Ordinances 1, Ordinances 2, and Ordinances 3 of 2026. What are the lot and block numbers, and what is the street address of these ordinances? Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council? If so, please step up to the mic and state your name.
You ready? Okay. Yes, first, give it honor to God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Please remember, God is a spirit and God is love, and Jesus taught us to love God. And Jesus taught us to love God and love our neighbor and to love one another. And since God is our Father, we're all brothers and sisters, and our young people are all our sons and daughters, and our young people are all God's children and our children. And yes, please remember, now abideth faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. And yes, please remember, I still believe that there is hope for our young people in East Orange. And as always, I'm still asking, pleading, begging you all to remember all of our young people who've passed away in East Orange since 1975. Because I'm ashamed to say we have a long pattern here in East Orange that when a young person passes away, it gets a lot of attention at first, and then a little bit of time goes down, and the attention, then a little bit of time passes, and the attention goes down. And I hope and pray that God has laid on my spirit, try to raise awareness about our young people passed away in East Orange since 1975. And I still believe we have to try to teach all of our young people to love God, to love their neighbor, to love themselves, and to love one another. And as always, I love and thank and super appreciate Sister Cynthia Brown and her staff. And I, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize for all of my mistakes. And please know that I take full responsibility for my comments, literally with my life. And please put that on the record, okay? And why I'm also saying that is because here in East Orange, people celebrate a lot of important dates, and I respect the important dates. But one of the dates I have a serious dilemma with, and that is July 4th. And that's because July 4th is the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And please remember, the Declaration of Independence did not apply to African-American females, or I personally think to the ancestors of 99% of our people here in East Orange. And please remember, slavery was still legal in the U.S. and New Jersey until the 13th Amendment was ratified on 12/6/1865. And as always, I'm asking you all to recognize 12/6/1865 because that's when slavery was legally abolished in the U.S. And from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank my young sister for doing Resolution I-343 in December of 2020. To recognize the 155th anniversary of the ratification of the 13th Amendment. But please remember, that resolution was only for one particular anniversary for 1 year. And as my sister wrote an excellent sentence on here, this recognition will also make us cognizant of how fragile freedom is, and that we must continually work to protect it. And as one of my good brothers once said in another one of your meetings, that we have to still fight for our rights, because otherwise the same rights that our ancestors fought for, we can end up losing them. And I'm sorry to say it, but that's exactly the situation that we're in now on the national level. So I'm asking y'all to still remember, it's not about doing it one time. It's about we have to continue, as my good sister wrote, we have to continually, work to protect it. Okay, and as always, I'm not fighting with anybody, I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for all the innocent African-American men, women, and children who were still in slavery up until 12/6/1865. And as always, God bless you all and all our people and all our young people, because they're all God's children. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Lamar. Call the wards. I'm sorry. First ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to remind all the First Ward residents, we have a community meeting coming up on February 17th at 6 p.m. at St. Mark's AME Church on the corner of Glenwood and Springdale, 587 Springdale Avenue. That's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman James. First Ward residents, please come out so you can get informed about your issues that you may or may not be having with your properties. We'll have individuals from code enforcement, public works, recreation, who else? Public safety. So please come out and be informed. Thank you. Second Ward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Got a lot to catch up on. First off, I want to welcome and congratulate, Bishop Bullock of Guiding Light Church. Thank you, Brother. I said Guiding Light. Guiding Star Church. This last week we had their ribbon cutting, which was highly attended, phenomenal, high energy. I had the pleasure to be there with our mayor, as well as my council colleague and brother, Councilman Monk, to really open up, welcome them with open arms, and really looking forward to their partnership within the community. And to that point, again, I want to congratulate them, and want to welcome everyone again to have the opportunity to kind of see all the work they've done in the church. We'll be having our first community meeting there tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Guiding Star Church. Bishop and his church patrons will be there as well, and so we're looking forward to that. Again, welcome to the community, and looking forward to the work of partnership that we'll be doing there. I want to commend Lieutenant Johnson of the East Orange Police Department. We had last week. We had our essentially they call their series Crime Watch. Their Crime Watch meetings, which we had was able, thanks to her and her leadership and partnership. I was glad to hear that a lot of our block associations are reactivating themselves and getting active again, as well as our tenant associations. And so we were there. Very, very cold night, but it was so excited to see so many residents there and engaged and involved and giving a lot of suggestions. And, Councilman Monk as well, who's been a big advocate for that and leading that drive. So I want to commend them, and I look forward to the next one. I know, there's going to be some commentary on that. I just want to give my own personal story. I want to give my condolences to all of the friends and family of our dear East Orange legend, Jersey legend, hip-hop legend Mike C., who passed away sometime last week. So much talent that we have in East Orange, and it's not even hidden. And I just recall my interaction with him at one point. We were walking the district, and little did you know that someone of his caliber, of his talent, of his stardom, used to chill right outside on Walnut at the store. And I recall being introduced to him at that time by another community cornerstone, who was Anthony Johnson, who's now passed. And introducing him to me, and being able to, he gave me his rhyme on politricking, and to make sure that I wasn't a politrick. And I know 2 minutes, because I'm gonna speak, and I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Thank you. So I just want to give my condolences to all of those, to the legend that we lost, Mike C. here in East Orange. And may his soul rest in peace. As we speak about talent, a lot of people watched the Super Bowl yesterday. A lot of people were not aware of this East Orange connection in the Super Bowl. Excuse me. Let's pay attention here. I'm about to drop a lesson on y'all. So one of the assistant coaches of the Seattle Seahawks, he was my next door neighbor. He grew up right here in East Orange before he moved to Woodbridge. His name was Justin Hines. He's a Super Bowl champion. He lived at 122 Lincoln Street for many. Y'all keep on, I'm sorry. Thank you. No, we're very, very proud of Justin Hines, who grew up right here in East Orange. As a child, next door neighbor, we grew up together, and he is now a Super Bowl champion. And so we'll pass that information over to the mayor so we get in contact. But yeah, a lot of talent that's grown right here in East Orange. I feel like I want to keep on going because y'all mess with me, and I'm sick. Y'all got me here sick, and y'all mess with me. But with that being said, I yield, as you say.
Wait, before we go to him, let me do just a point of privilege. To Bishop Bullock and First Lady Bullock, I want to extend my congrats on your grand opening, and to tell you, if you're watching this on social media, I will be visiting your house of worship. Even though it's the second ward, I won't hold that against y'all. And to Mike Cease's family, my true condolences to your family. Councilman?
Yes, thank you, Chairwoman, Councilman Alway. This is a rare moment for both of us because Seattle Seahawks assistant coach Quinshawn Odom, Shaw University, 2014, was also on that team. So it's very rare that we can both talk about somebody on a team like that. Was honored to win his first Super Bowl in the NFL as well. Really want to speak to the culture of the world that we live in. As a member of the Arts, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Committee, I believe in strong advocacy really quickly of who we are as a people, and this month is very precious, so let's, in the words of some elders, let's do it every month. Let's not worry about the rhetoric that we hear. We don't have to respond to everything. However, we will continue to take pride and uphold ourselves and what we do in the decisions that we make towards each other and with each other, most importantly. So that is a general statement about a lot of things that are going on in the world. You saw a message of peace yesterday on a global platform. And I would encourage not only East Orange, but people who partner with East Orange to echo that same sentiment like we do in our city motto. Yes, we lost Mike C. My condolences to the Way family. Thank you to the people who are close to him, the Vinnie Browns, the J-Stars. His service is this Saturday at Cotton, February 14th, 2 o'clock is the viewing, 3 o'clock is the service for those that want to attend. And also Mark Young, who was also very instrumental, who a lot of people knew throughout the county, the state, and all the places where he made an impact. So we send our salutations and condolences to that family as well. And lastly, to Second Ward residents, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening at our community meeting. This is your opportunity to come out and meet with Councilman Alway and I and share some of the good things also that are happening in the Second Ward that we may not be aware of. Perhaps there is some history you would like to share as well. All of our meetings are not grievances, but we hope to just build and share with our community. And we appreciate, as Councilman Alway so highly noted, our Crime Watch meeting last week, which was mainly composed of elders So I tip my hat the way of the elders who came out in the freezing weather, found parking spaces, and contributed. And in that conversation, I will close with saying there were a lot of concerns about this administration and this body, City Council, about ICE and our position on that. We will follow up. We have said some things in several meetings, but we know that you are looking for a more definitive answer on some specific things. So look forward, stay tuned to what this body has to say in addition to the administration. Chairwoman, I yield.
Thank you, Councilman Third Ward.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I first want to just say happy Black History Month. You know, my favorite month, and obviously Black History is celebrated 365, but this month, you know, it's highlighted and promoted, and I just want to just thank all of those who came before us, whose shoulders we stand on. I'll simply say there's beauty in unity, and let's continue to remain unified. I want to say rest in power to Carolyn Bailey. Ms. Bailey, Mama Bailey affectionately, was somebody who's seen me grow up, who had a lot of, like, her hands were definitely, you know, on me and in terms of my upbringing. And I just want to say thank you to you. May you continue to rest in peace. To Dion, Dina, Tanya, and the entire Bailey family and Parker family and Lemon family. You know, I know this is a big loss. Just know she's no longer in pain, and she will continue to live on in our spirits. I would also like to say congratulations to our directors. You know, thank you for all that you do and continue to do the job well. We in the state of East Orange appreciate your efforts, and it's not lost on us all of the time and effort that you put into ensuring that our city runs smoothly and cohesively. And lastly, I just want to say to those who, as my colleague Councilman Monk stated, who witnessed the Super Bowl last evening, it was a beautiful sight to see the culture that was represented, and I was truly proud as someone whose parents hail from the Caribbean. But most importantly, it was a show, as Bad Bunny stated, together we are America. And so that's the beauty of America. It's a melting pot. It is full of different cultures, ethnic groups, religions, and that's what makes it beautiful. And we just have to remain unified and resolute in that fact as we continue to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Pullins?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I echo the sentiments of my colleague, Councilman Linnaeus, and would just like to add a happy Valentine's Day to everyone here in the chamber and those viewing. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Fourth Ward, Councilwoman Garrett Ward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to make an announcement. I probably should have made it during the committee report out, but excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. It's payback. On behalf of the Recreation Committee, I'd like to announce that the Recreation Department will be hosting several pop-up Black History events this month. The first one being February 13th, 6 to 7 at Elmwood United Presbyterian Church. February, hold on. Wait a minute. The one on the 13th will feature Jackie Johnson Sidewalk Swing. February 19th from 1 to 2, it will be a program here at City Hall from featuring Cicely Tyson High School Jazz Band, and a closeout celebration on February 25th from 5 to 8 at the East Orange Public Library. And it will be featuring WBGO's Leslie Harrison and a violinist. I hope I pronounced the name right. How do you pronounce the first name? last name Taylor. Kwao, Kwao. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. And it's honoring jazz throughout the month and educating the youth and the adults alike, and you know, just bringing that jazz swaz right here to City Hall and the other locations. So, and then in addition to that, Cicely Tyson Performing Arts School is having their annual Black History Month celebration February 27th through the and March 1st. The tribute this year is to New Edition, and I also want to give condolences to the Williams family. One of our district leaders, former district leaders, Miss Williams, passed away, and just condolences to Mr. Williams on Grove Place. And that is all that I have. Stay tuned for Fourth Ward Community Meeting announcements to be coming forth.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Gomez?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I share the sentiments of my colleague in terms of the offer of deep condolences from the ward and also from my family for those that have passed and the former district leader. And I'm going to try to address some of the questions that were given. I thought I answered them during the committee meeting, but I'll just readdress them. In terms of the designation of restricted parking spaces, Public Works will install proper signs and pavement markings at all 4 locations. Those who were awarded those spots will be given the proper signage, and that's pretty much the routine mechanism that happens each time we award these special vehicle identification spots. So I guess that's why we didn't mention it. We do it routinely, but you asked for it, and so I gave you the information. It is going to be signage, and it is going to be marked on the street. In terms of the additional expenditure for National Highway Products, Inc., that's the name of the company, the amount of funds being spent is $20,000, which was mentioned during the meeting, but it's $20,000. And lastly, the name of the company that we're going to be spending our funds, which is $35,455, which was mentioned in the meeting, is Ocean Construction LLC. That's Ocean Construction LLC. So I hope that addresses any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Fifth Ward?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just very quickly, want to announce that the Fifth Ward is having a community meeting on February 26th at 6:30 at Norman Towers in their community room. Public safety will be in attendance. Please come on out, share your concerns, issues, or just to come on out and fellowship. That's all I have. And happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Fauntleroy?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Happy Black History Month, everybody. In the words of T-Rell and James, I just lost my train of thought. James Brown, I am so glad that it's Black History Month. It's one of my favorite months, next to my birthday month, and it's right next to my birthday month. I would like to also mention the meeting, the community meeting in the Mighty Fifth on the 26th at 6:30. We will hopefully have guests from our public safety. My council colleague, Councilwoman Emeritus, and I think it not robbery. We have 2 meetings a month generally for community meetings, so there's ample opportunity for you to see us and hear us out in the neighborhood. One is a community meeting always held at Norman Towers. The other community meeting rolls around so that we can meet you where you are, and it's more of a listening session. So please come out and see us. You did a great job last year. I dare you to do it again this year. Whitney Houston celebrated 40 years since her first single, woohoo, Nippy! And as always, our children, our artists, our scholars in East Orange did nothing but excellent work celebrating her. The children of Whitney Houston under Dean Mr. Hamilton. He is our only dean in East Orange. And they did such a wonderful job honoring Whitney in front of her family. That was a great event to attend. I would also like to extend my condolences to Mike C., rest in peace, and to the family of Jane Walker, the Smith and Lavelle family. I send my family's condolences, absolutely. If you haven't been to the East Orange Public Library, we have seen such amazing renovations there, and there is so much going on. We are more than just books at the EOPL, and if you have a chance, right outside the Children and Junior Suite is a new literacy lounge named in honor of Anne Haynes Majid, who is the mom of Saeed and Gigi Boykin. Miss Majid was not just a mom, she was a civil rights attorney, and she fought not just for the rights of people of color and folks who are marginalized, but she helped work out plans with young people to help get them from where they didn't want to be to where they didn't think they could be. It's a great place to just sit and collect your thoughts. It's a beautiful addition to our library. I thank the Boykins for that. But stop by and read a little bit about Miss Ann. She inspired me so. And lastly, to my professor, who I don't get to see as much as I'd like to, Eddie Glaude. Dr. Eddie Glaude recently released a new book, We Are the Leaders We Have Been Looking For. It is a phenomenal read, even if you only get to hear it on Audible, even if you don't read the entire book. It answers so many questions that we have been grappling in conversations with each other about around town. So kudos, Dr. Glaude. Yet again, another book. I look forward to the next one. And with that, I yield.
Thank you, Councilwoman. If there is no further business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.